you're here. Now that I'm in my 40s, I don't care. Oh, it's so freeing, so freeing. Yeah, what's going on? Here we go. That's it. That's how it goes. Matzah! Yeah, man. Yeah. You love Turtle Blind. I know. It's so frustrating. So, all the tunings to every Third Eye Blind song are completely different. One of like Kevin Cadian's songwriting strategies is like just creating new tuning. So the tuning to God of Wine, and by the way, when I met Kevin at a show like 6 years ago, couldn't have been more lovely. Him and Orion and Tony Fredinelli, they were awesome. Anyway, he used the same guitar. They played the entire first album plus a few songs from the Blue album, and he was using the same guitar the whole time. I think it was like a Variax. It was like this orange creamsicle guitar, which was really cool looking. And he was able to change the tuning. He was able to like pre-program tunings into the knob. So he would move the knob and then it would artificially, digitally change the tuning of the guitar. And so I can actually kind of do that on my quad cortex a little bit. But yes, this song is a D sus2 tuning. So you got D, A, D, E, A, D. That's cool, man. So it's really not that hard to play once you have the right tuning. And then we just take that shape, move it down to 2. And then up to 4. And then it's a little different there. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Let's see. Bizzo says, nice guitar. Yeah, thanks. This is I'm sure you recognize this. Maybe not. But this is the Tom DeLonge Blink-182 signature guitar. You can see it says Tom on the back. I think it reverses on my camera, but it's got that 70s style oversized headstock. What song? Oh, this is God of Wine by Third Eye Blind. This is the final. So I've got a lesson video for every single song from the first album except this one. So I'm going to do that this week. Yeah, so this is God of Wine by Third Eye Blind. Drums come in. Pretty cool. Yeah, I got the Blink. Oh, is that Graduate? No, it's not Graduate. Graduate is... I'm in the wrong tuning for Graduate, but it starts off with like... Let's see, what would it be in this tune? You actually do it. Anyway, I have a lesson video on Graduate, but I'm not playing that one right now. Yeah, he says, yo, yeah, we're following each other on Instagram. Actually, I don't know if you approved me, but I requested to follow you on the Insta. Die Side just threw up in my mouth and swallowed it. I'm not gonna. Why am I reading comments like that? So yeah, what's up, Eric? Lane Staley. Do you have one for Graduate? Yes, yeah. On my channel, there is a lesson video for Graduate. And let me see. I actually have. Let me remind myself of the tuning on Graduate. The only difference is this goes up to F sharp. So D A D F sharp A D for graduate, and what is it there? What's hard about this one is you really have to stretch, man. And then you have to hammer on 7, 8, 9. Ah! That is so hard to play. It's a little easier. Hurt myself trying to get that stretch, man. That's pretty intense. So let me go back. Let me drop this down to an E. And then when it kicks in with the distortion, it's like... I'm not sure about the bends. I gotta practice that. I feel like staying in key, it's probably a whole step. That one might be a half step. Yeah. You gotta be real subtle on that one. Sorry, I'm not a great singer. Do I see you searching for something I could never give you? And there's someone who understands you more than I do. A memory I can't erase. A little on your face. Did Stephen Jenkins' falsetto? Is amazing. And then at the end, there's like this little, just he's like in the background, wrong song, but that's like happening in the background. Really, God of Wine is a pretty simple song compared to the rest of the album. There's not that many parts. You only have, you've got that part, and then you have it again with some distortion. And then you have this section. Keep it all together. And then you have like the post chorus. By the way, do y'all like my birthday shirt? I got this shirt for my birthday. Let's see what's up. What's up? Monza says, what's your favorite song on the first album? All songs are so good. Yeah, in my opinion, Third Eye Blind's first album is a perfect album. There are no skippable tracks. It changes for me. But I would say right now, my favorite is probably Good For You. I think Good For You is my favorite song from the first album. I'm curious, for you Third Eye Blind fans, what is your favorite song from the first album? Oh, no, Narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is definitely Yeah, Narcolepsy is my favorite. So if this is my favorite album and that's my favorite song from this album, I guess that makes Narcolepsy my favorite song of all time? Give me a sec, give me a sec. Let me find that F sharp. Sorry, I'm realizing y'all can't see my headstock. Okay, we're gonna cheat because I cannot find the tuning. Now the good news is, like, a lot of these songs, the tunings are just a little bit different. So Narcolepsy, really easy. I actually did that song with my voice teacher. I got pretty good at singing it, but I'm like so inconsistent as a singer that I have to practice one song for a very long time. I'm just super pitchy. Anyway, so that song is just, it's technically supposed to be F sharp in the low 6, but I don't like playing that, so I just do D, A, D, F sharp, A, E, right? So it's like open D, but the high string is tuned to E. And for those of you who are not totally sure, a lot of my guitar students have a hard time with this, but this is your highest string, this is your lowest. The thickest string is your lowest string, not your highest string. Just because it's up towards the sky, we go up in pitch. So this is your highest string right there. So yeah, that song is cool. And man, I love just even messing. Just barring. It's fun to play with. You can just like improvise with that stuff. Good stuff. Dicey, good question, bro. Why did you read that? Good question. Like perfect fourth tuning? No, none of these are like in perfect fourths. I think it's just like Kevin Cadigan likes doing like open D style tunings, and then he'll change one of the strings to make it just a little weird. So you have an open D tuning with this as an E. Or you have like an open D tuning where this one is the E instead. So he does stuff like that. Do I like Old School? I don't know what you mean by Old School. Like the movie? I like the movie Old School. We're going streaking! Yeah, and drop. Lane says, I'm going to shoot you a sub and like, I'll check out the channel. Hope I catch you on live soon to get my mail. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Lane. I don't know any Infant Annihilator. Their music videos are pretty interesting to watch, but I can't say I'm really a fan of Infant Annihilator. I don't know Rings of Saturn. Matza. The only song you would skip is Motorcycle Drive-By. Wow. Motorcycle Drive-By for me, it's funny because it's one of the only songs that's in standard tuning on the album. That and Semi-Charmed Life and Jumper. Those are the only songs in standard tuning. And I think those are ones that Stephen Jenkins had like already kind of had written and then Kevin Cadigan jumped on and kind of added. So he wasn't starting with his ideas for those. So I think that's why. But Motorcycle Drive-By is amazing. It's like the way it builds. It's like my favorite. It's one of my favorite songs to get in the car, crank up the volume, and sing along every word. I love Motorcycle Drive-By. It's beautiful lyrically and musically. Can you sing Green Day? I mean, kinda, but I do have some Green Day tutorials on my channel. Matza says might be generic, but how's it gonna be right now? Losing a whole year, and thanks a lot are up there. Yeah, all great. How's it gonna be? There was a time when I kind of fell off and sort of stopped listening to that song for a while, but I love How's It Gonna Be. That's another song that's great lyrically, and the way it develops. I wanna taste the salt of your skin, the soft of oblivion. Oh. How's it gonna be? And it goes like really high and just huge, just big. Huge. You like that? By the way, speaking of big, I was listening, I was with the band on the road last week, and we were listening to the All American Rejects, Gives You Hell. And I was like, this is such a big sounding song. I was like, I wonder who produced this. And sure enough, it was Eric Valentine who produced the first Third Eye Blind record, which in my opinion is the biggest sounding record I've ever heard. And so it makes sense. Like, okay, same guy. Hyper says hi. Matza, my mind's gone blank. Has losing a whole year got much guitar? Yeah, it does. Losing a whole year is a really cool guitar part. The tuning is so weird though. It's F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp, G sharp, E. I'm not going to that tuning right now. Wait, do I have a lesson of this one on my YouTube channel? You guys, I might not have. Let's see, let's go to my channel and let's find my Third Eye Blind playlist. Oh, by the way, I have a new song out called Frog Hopper. There's the official visualizer I posted 5 days ago. It's getting like no views. Which is, that's to be expected. But if you guys get a chance, check out my song, Frog Hopper. It's like instrumental, high-octane shred guitar kind of nonsense. I don't know how much Third Eye Blind influence you'll hear on that one, but a lot of my music has a lot of like Kevin Cadigan, Third Eye Blind, and like Blink-182 influence, even when I'm just doing instrumental stuff. Where are my playlists? Oh my gosh, one of my shorts got 3.3 thousand views because I'm making a really stupid face. Okay, I gotta do more of that. Let's go to playlists. Third Eye Blind. Where is my Third Eye Blind playlist? Okay, there it is.
I have to finish this.
Okay, they're not in order. Graduate, Jumper, Never Let You Go. Okay. Oh, Losing a Whole Year. I have a no, I did do a lesson. Okay, I did do a lesson on Losing a Whole Year. I couldn't even remember. So yeah, literally, I have a lesson for every single Third Eye Blind song from the first album, plus Never Let You Go. So after I do God of Wine, I think I am going to do a few more Third Eye Blind songs from Blue and from Out of the Vein. And I like some of their more recent stuff too, but the interesting guitar parts like kind of dropped off. And that's not to knock on Chris, what's his name? Chris Reed. He's a really great guitar player, especially like on their Live in Red Rocks album. But in terms of like really cool guitar parts, it's those first three albums with Kevin Cadigan on the first two and Tony Frianelli on that third one. Hyper, can I make a song for you? I am writing or I'm not writing, I am relearning an old song of mine. Check this out real quick. It's called Chasing Wind. Not to be confused with Breaking Wind. Hey, I just got a notification. Somebody paid me some money.
Guess what?
Wait, what is it? Is it a personal thing? I'm live on YouTube right now.
They don't have this medicine.
Oh, cool.
But they said they would get it in by tomorrow. And so I went to taunt them just to see if they had it. They don't have it in stock either. So
It's a national crisis. Are there tariffs on drug subscriptions? Hey, y'all on YouTube. Sorry, my wife just walked in. Are there tariffs on drugs? Are they? Don't American pharmaceuticals make all those drugs? We're having a hard time getting drugs for my son right now. Anyway, so I got this old song of mine that I'm going to be re-recording. It's not available anywhere, so it's new to everybody else. But check this out. I think this is kind of a cool little opening. And then it kind of builds from there, and then it goes to this crazy like whammy pedal section. Let me just pull that up real quick. I know we're talking Third Eye Blind, but bam, bam, bam. I don't know if y'all know what a whammy pedal is. Check this out. Right? So you use it like a wah, you rock it forward, and your guitar goes up an octave. So the melody to that song goes. Actually, I have the old recording of this. Bam, 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 bam. Chasing Wind. Here it is. I hate that solo section, so I'm going to completely rewrite that. But that's the gist of the song. It makes me happy. I like that song. Hyper says, should I sub? Because you're really good. I would say so. I would say yes. I would say sub. Mr. Wyatt Bird says, I might get a guitar just like that, but yellow, not blue. This actually is green. This is not the Daphne blue. I almost went for the Daphne blue, but this is the surf green. And yeah, man, the yellow one is cool too. So I dig that. Hyper, can I make a song for you? Yeah, man. What do you want the song to be about? Do you want it to be happy, sad, angry? Even when I write angry songs, they end up being happy though. So my other song the one I just released, Frog Hopper. Boom. Let me get the settings for that real quick. I actually wrote that song on this guitar. Let me pull up Frog Hopper. So yeah, this is my new single that just came out like a week and a half ago. I'm really proud of it. The drummer is incredible, Marco Sirigliano, and then my buddy John played bass on it and helped me write like the main riff to the song. Boop a doop a doop doom. Yeah, here, check this out. See what you think. Hold on. Bring that volume down a little bit right there. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I have this section down yet, but we're gonna try it. Let's see, then that section. Anyway, and then it does some more shenanigans after that. So that's my new song, Frog Hopper. It's totally instrumental because you probably wouldn't want to hear me sing. And I like instrumental tunes. I think that, I don't know, there's instrumental tunes used to be like hits back in the day. And I think if you keep it simple enough, which I didn't with this song is kind of complicated and all over the place. But Chasing Wind is much more of a simple song. But I don't know. I think the days of instrumental hits are kind of gone. But there's still a niche audience for it, and I still like it. Chasm CC says, you should sub. This is the best YouTube ever. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chasm. Zukun says, what audio interface are you using and how much is that? Let me show you. It is the Focusrite Scarlett. And I'm using the 2i2, which means I can have two inputs at the same time. So like I can run my guitar and I can run a microphone at the same time. So when I'm recording YouTube videos, I'll do both. And they're not very expensive. They're not very expensive. Like there are some really expensive audio interfaces. You can spend $600 to $1,000 easy on one, and this is like $200. And it sounds great. And I recorded my whole song, so like mastered my new song. You know, it turned out real well, I think. Right, and I recorded all the guitars and all the bass parts through that interface. The only thing that wasn't recorded here at my home studio was the drums. Chasm says, what pedal do you use if you use one? So for that previous song I was playing, I was using my a whammy pedal. My whammy pedal is actually busted. So I'm using this Boss expression pedal through my quad cortex. And I can set that expression pedal to be a wah. I can set it to be a whammy. So like, check this out. So right now, it's a wah pedal. Okay, or I can make it a whammy pedal. Right now, I'm kind of having more fun with it as a whammy pedal than as a wah pedal. Orpin says, cool t-shirt. Yeah, thanks, Orpin. I don't think you were here earlier, but I got this shirt for my birthday, for my 40th birthday. I also got one other nice polo shirt, and then my dad sent me Husk, one of the first X-Men characters I ever got to know from the first issue of X-Men that I bought, which was like Uncanny X-Men 314, and then Banshee. I got Banshee around here somewhere as well. So it was a great birthday. It was a good stuff. Orpin says, looking really clean with that t-shirt. Yes, normally I'm looking pretty dirty, but this shirt makes me look clean. I appreciate that. Jacob's Music says, hey man, just started a music setup studio in my bedroom. Got any tips? The single biggest tip I can give you, Jacob, is record as much as possible. The more music you record, the better you get at it. And actually, even better. An even better tip is whatever, this came from my guitar teacher, Greg Howe, whatever song you want to sound like, pull that reference track into your DAW, your DAW, right? Whatever you're recording in. And then as you're recording, try to match the sounds of that recording. And you won't get it perfect, but we can at least try to get some of the same tones there. So like when I tried recording one of these Third Eye Blind songs, and I tried matching my tones with their tones, and I had to brighten my guitars so much. I had to turn my bass down all the way, and I had to turn the treble and the mids up like crazy. And it really surprised me, but I learned a lot through that process. Matza says, listen, I hated Jumper at first, but now I love it. So maybe if I listen to Motorcycle Drive By. Yeah, and Jumper has my favorite guitar solo of all time. Does that one have a wah pedal in it? Is that? I feel like that is actually my favorite. I've listened to some crazy. guitar stuff. Like just crazy. But to this day, that is still my favorite solo. There's just something so simple and catchy about it. I really love it. Chasm says, I'll definitely check out your music, Frog Hopper. Sweet, thank you. Appreciate that. Pedro says, yeah, Blink guitar. Tom DeLong, play something, bro. Let's see. What is a good Blink song? One of my favorite Blink riffs is, see if you can spot this one. Tune. If anybody knows what Blink riff that is, I will tell you it's from the middle part of a Blink song. It's not like the main riff of the song. Also, anybody reading Mark Hoppus's memoir that just came out, I'm about 100 pages in and I just love it. That was another thing I got for my birthday. My wife got me that book. I said the only thing I want for my birthday is that Mark Hoppus memoir. Let's do one more Blink riff. Right? You guys all know this one. Not an easy one to play. Zeppelin. Yeah, I know some Zepp. By the way, the first version I ever heard of that was the Puff Daddy version featuring freaking Jimmy Page on the Godzilla 2000s soundtrack back when he was Puff Daddy, before he got super canceled. I need to release tabs for that. Sounds amazing. Oh, thanks. Peter says, you're quite good, man. Very talented. Oh, thank you. You guys are so nice. I really appreciate it. This is amazing. Definitely subbing. Cool. Mr. Wizard says, what are you playing for setup? Amp sim. So in my Quad Cortex, my favorite amp that I have found, I am running a Morgan SW50 amp through Fender Twin speakers. For whatever reason, that's the combo I have found that I really like. Now, for like real amps, I love my Mesa TC50. And then I have my equalizer up here to smooth out my tone. That was something Greg Howe helped me with. And then I've got my Friedman amps here, the BE100, which is basically like a Marshall Plexi. And then the Friedman Runt. That's actually what I recorded almost every guitar from Frog Hopper using. Plus my whole last album was recorded with that Friedman Runt 20. But now that I have my Quad Cortex, it's just so much easier to, I've got all my pedals and amps and cabs right in there and just running direct. So, piece of cake. Pedro says, it's not the Tom DeLong signature. No, this is the Tom DeLong signature. Yeah. Yeah, you see Tom. Why only one pickup? Because when you're playing punk rock, that's all you really need. You know, when you're playing punk rock, you're basically... Yeah, name that Blink riff. Here's my Blink-inspired riff that I wrote. I haven't done anything with it yet, but this is one of my favorite riffs to just play when I'm goofing around. And then... So I might turn that into, oh, I actually did turn it into a song. It's called 6 Mile Run. I recorded a demo for it, but it didn't, there's something missing from it still. So I need to work on that song some more. But yeah, this is the only guitar I have that has one pickup in it. And number one, it just looks cool. And it's great for if you're just doing one thing. But most of the time, I like hum single. For like gigs that I'm doing, I usually need all of those pickups. Mac DeMarco, I don't know who that is. Joshua says, what's your favorite shred lick? My favorite shred lick, my favorite lick of all time is this. It's kind of an old school. I love that. And then I like adding this little Satriani thing. My actual favorite shred lick is one that Greg Howe showed me. I don't know if I can even play it right now. Let me play it slow first. It's actually really hard to play slow. You kind of almost have to play it fast. Right? So I like that one a whole lot. I also like this. That's a fun shred lick. Sied says, Eric, do you like old school? Yeah, you asked me that earlier. Like the movie, we're going streaking. Yes. But like old school music, I like some old school music. We were in Lubbock, Texas last week, the home of Buddy Holly, and so we listened to a lot of Buddy Holly on the way back. I love 1950s rock and roll as well. Miss Wizard says, why the Quad Cortex instead of the Nano? Well, number one, because I got the Quad Cortex like a year before the Nano came out. The Nano just came out, but I bought the Quad Cortex about a year and a half ago. It was the fall of 2023, and I got hired to play a show with Prism. So those of you who know me know that I get to play with a pop duo out of Dallas called Prism, Prizm, and it's awesome stuff. And they were like, no amps. And I was like, oh man, but what about all these cool amps I have? And they're like, nope. They're like, you're going to have to run direct. So I was like, man, I got to figure something out. And so I asked the producer, I said, hey, what do you recommend for getting the tones? And he's like, I have all the tones pre-built in the Quad Cortex if you have one. And so I was trying to decide, should I get a Quad Cortex or like an Axe FX or what's the other big one, like a Helix? And since he already had those pre-built, and I knew Carly Rae Jepsen's guitar player, who I'm also a diehard Carly Rae Jepsen fan. He uses a Quad Cortex and he loves it. Tavish is his name. And so based on their recommendations, I didn't want to build my own sounds, so I just ordered a Quad Cortex. I will tell you all, the first like 15 hours with the Quad Cortex, I hated my life, but now I love it. Now with the Nano, there's no screen, there's no interface, so I would still prefer this. It's very small. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and you can see like I've got all my amps, all my effects, boom. And so like there's my settings for Frog Hopper, and then like there's a Marshall JCM 800. There's my setting for having my whammy pedal, and then I can go through. Sorry, this is backwards for you guys, I know. Then I can go to like when I play with Ben C. Jones. There's my rig for him, which is totally different. Then the Disco Cowgirl Show, which is totally different. And then I have my Prism settings, which is totally different. So the to not have a screen, to not be able to see what I'm doing, I'm not interested in the Nano. Why? There's no point in me getting a Nano when I already have the Quad Cortex. It's only like yay big. I literally show up to gigs with a guitar and that Quad Cortex, and that's it. It's super easy. Chasm says maybe it's cheaper. They're both really cool. Oh yeah. So it is cheaper. The Nano is definitely cheaper, but I wanted just kind of an all-in-one thing, and I wanted it to be powerful and have lots of memory. What I was thinking was I need something that I can use professionally for any gig, from local stuff to like a big national tour. I want to be ready for anything with something. And I don't think a Nano would quite get the job done for the variety of sounds that I need to have. Jacob's Music says, I have good ideas but can't seem to assemble them together. Know anything to help? Yeah, you just force yourself to do it. So, sorry, I need to jump off here pretty soon. But you start with an idea, right? And then you just kind of say, now I'm going to make another idea to go with it. So let's do something right now. I'm gonna start writing something right now, because this, I think, is a really important exercise to just go through. Just get in the habit of writing. And sometimes you'll have an idea, and then you may not have another idea for that song until later. But let's see. I'm just gonna. I don't even want to know what I'm doing, but let's kind of. Okay, let's do that. So literally, I've never played that in my life. I don't even know where that came from. I just wrote it right now. That's cool. I think I'm going to keep that. But now you can either use your ear to think like, try to use your ear to just like, where does your ear go? What do I hear from all my influences? What do I want to hear next? Do I want to hear a melody come in? Do I want to hear it go to a different section? Do I want it to rock out? Do I want it to kind of stay there? And just experiment with some ideas. So maybe I go. I don't like that. So it's basically G. Okay, I don't know. I'm stumped right now on that. So what I would typically probably do is I'm going to save that idea for later. And then tonight, I'll probably come back to it, or tomorrow. And there might be a new idea waiting for me. And then each day I'll just kind of keep trying until I find something that works. You really, honestly, songwriting is like half inspiration and half just like work ethic. And just saying, I'm going to write something. So like I literally just decided I was going to write something. I didn't know something cool was actually going to come out, because it doesn't always. But it did there. Anyway, so and actually that idea, instead of starting a new song, that may be the B section or a bridge to another song I have. So I have a lot of like demos recorded on my computer, and I might go through and look like, does that fit with something else that I've already written? Marty McFly is here. Cool. Chasm, you know who Polyphia is? They play pure instrumental. Oh, that's true. Polyphia is a huge band, and they're all instrumental. So there is definitely still a market for it. Mr. Wizard, tried the Nolly X from Neural DSP. No, I haven't. The only one I have is the Mateus Asado one. I've got that. And then I'd also kind of like to get the Morgan amp suite, because I have the Morgan SW50 in here, but I would be interested in trying out their others. And they're doing like their 7-year birthday sale right now, but I'm not going to buy anything right now. Play the Beat It solo. You play the Beat It solo. Goodness gracious. What? Who do you think I am? I wish I was. Jacob says, how often do you stream? I usually stream Monday through Friday. Occasionally on a Saturday or Sunday if I got time. Like I hopped on briefly yesterday, and I've spent way too much time on here today. I have so much work to do. I really need to get off. But let me see if I can get caught up on the chat, and then I'm gonna get out of here. I bet you can't play along to the song I recently dropped. Yeah, I bet maybe. Oh, please don't spam the chat. Oh, gross. How do I block bro from Nirvana? Agree, man, agree. Oh, golly. That's so annoying. Mike says, I want this guitar so bad. Yeah, it's a good one. Mr. Wizard says, I'm considering something from Neural DSP and just wanted to know, now I do, that Friedman must sound awesome, though. Yeah, the Friedman sounds great. I don't know. I don't really mess with downloading like IRs and stuff too much. Okay, I'm not playing the. All right, I'm kind of annoyed now. Everybody's been super cool, except all of a sudden, bro from Nirvana is getting on my nerves. Anyway, you guys, great to see you. Yeah, sorry, Champ Money. I tend to do that. Wow. All right. Let me see if there's any interesting comments in here. That rep, you waited all this time for that rep once. We had faith in you, dude. What are you talking about? What rep? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, well. Anyway, all right, bye, you guys. Yeah, hey, thanks for everybody that was like super cool that was on here. Not thanks to a couple of people that kind of got on my nerves there at the end. So I need to get a moderator for this thing. See you later. Yeah, Jacob's music. Jacob, pentatonic. I would mostly practice pentatonic. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. See you guys. Bye.